definitely have a laugh. Yeah, I'm like, rolling, rolling. I don't know what you mean. And cut. And someone said to me once, like, God, you know, did you realise like the brevity of like playing such an iconic character? And I'm like, no, not until like 2 episodes in. And then my boy, well, it's a big deal. It's a really iconic character. I'm like, oh my God, it is. What if I've messed it up? Like, it didn't really sink in until I'd already established the character. I'm like, oh my God, this is a really big deal. I wish but I'm glad I didn't get in my head about it, because I just went in just very free about it. I'm like, I'm just going to create it and it's going to be great. And luckily, I'm happy with how it turned out, because I normally hate watching myself, but I'm actually pleased with how this has turned out, this character. Yeah, it's definitely my favourite character of my career thus far. I mean, it's radical, but I had to find a way to feel that justification, otherwise I would have just felt like I was just me. But I do actually think she is justified because of, I think especially in 316 when we saw it, she didn't even know she was adopted, and finding out that late is messed up, and then, you know, the abuse from her father and the pain, I think that is the catalyst of being, I mean her life's been crap, to be honest, hasn't it? You know, you're given up by your mother, and finding all of this out at once, I think instead of like getting a therapist and talking about her feelings, it's like, no, shut down, I want it, and it's just building and building into revenge because she's not coping with it correctly. The backstory is really what built the character for me, and I was able to use past experiences on being wronged and feeling jealous or feeling cut out, or, you know, I was bullied a lot growing up from the age of like 4 to 14, so that was some really yummy stuff that I was able to use for this character. It's actually quite cathartic. Yeah. In England, it's really not cool to have red hair, so I was bullied for my hair, and then I've been this height since I was 11. I grew very, very, so I was the tallest person in my year, and then I was heavier, and I had really bad acne on like my chest and my back, and like some girls would pick on me and like sometimes come and get a boy to kick me at lunchtime, and I had a really difficult time at school, and I'm really grateful for it, because I think if I had been like a skinny pretty girl at school, I would have become a different person. So I think I had to develop other aspects of my personality. I worked really hard at school, I developed a sense of humour, and I just became a more well-rounded person, and I think it's made me a better actor. And that's one thing I love about this character, is because she's been through so much, I could relate to that, and I think a lot of the fans can relate to that, especially some of the kids that are going through stuff, you know. Well, I wanted to differentiate the Wicked Witch from the Evil Queen, because Lana's so good and so strong, and the evil. I mean, she's the evil queen, right? And so I watched all of the episodes before I started. So I watched 53 episodes in about 2.5 weeks. I'm like, all right, I don't want to be we're sisters, but I don't want to be the same. And in England, wicked is a very popular word, and I still use it to this day all the time. Like, oh, wicked. But wicked also means like, ooh, don't be wicked. It's a bit sort of like a bit naughty and a bit cheeky. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to add that and just be a little bit, not really, you know, and just make it a little bit saucy and how's your father. So I think that kind of differentiated it, do you know what I mean? From like the evil queen to like, ooh, the wicked witch. You know, like a bit of a tongue-in-cheekness to it. Like even that bit when I go, I mean, Gay Crasher Funeral, that's a bit sick, isn't it? And I'm like, oh no, I missed the speeches. I mean, she's just so sarcastic and awful. So much fun to play. I love the original movie, although I watched it too young. So the Wicked Witch of the West really gave me some serious nightmares. I think I watched it when I was like 5 or something stupid, so I didn't sleep for a long time, and I love the fact that I've gone from being terrorised to somebody to then paying it forward and terrorising other people. I'm probably now giving other children nightmares, like what are the odds? Talk about coming full circle. Where I'm always completely green, that was, you know, done in the makeup chair for an hour and a half. And it's 6 layers of paint and airbrushed, so it's 5 different greens, 1 aubergine like eggplant colour, and then the final is a gold, so that as I move the light catches it, and then the gold, you know, was the final touch. But it was a long process. And then and then I would wrap, and everyone would start going home, and like all the other actors like night and driving off home, and I'm like trying to get it off for like half an hour, you know, I want to go home. I'm really good at just going somewhere else, and I just go to my happy place, otherwise I'd lose my mind, you know. And like, I think, you know, when I was younger, like in my early 20s, when I lost weight and got my stuff together, I became a model, and I had to learn how to sit there for a really long time. And when you're a model, you don't get to have an opinion. No one cares about your feelings. So I think I learned how to just kind of be a good girl and sit there and shut up. Whereas an actor, like, oh, can I get you anything? I'm like, oh, this is new, you know, because that's a different world. So I've learned patience, that's for sure. I don't know, it's weird. It's like moths to a flame. I keep attracting it. And I love it. Like, I love watching it. Like, I was a big fan of Fringe and things like that. I ended up giving me a couple of episodes just because I tweeted about it all the time. And that was just because of social media. But I just love... I love other dimensions, other worlds. I love end of day shit, like we're all gonna die. I just love that stuff. And it's funny that I'm a fan of it as a geek person, and then I attract it in my career. It's really cool. I think with a show like this and Lost and things like that, I think anything's possible. I mean, that's always true with sci-fi. I mean, anything can happen, can't it?